All right, we're live over here. I gotta set up the grinder. Um, I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning up here, stuff like that. From the washer, we don't need, that type of thing. So last night we had a battery malfunction. Apparently, the fire was warm enough that the black on the back of my phone was actually absorbing the heat. So the phone decided to shut down. It was warm. I'm gonna bring you up here on the other phone. For those people that are watching later, this is going to be kind of boring. For those people that are watching live, a whole lot better because there's interaction. Okay, I'm going to bring myself up here. That way I can see who's chatting, what people are saying and commenting about, and all that stuff. Okay. Let's work on the work situation here. James is here. Good. All right, so while we're thinking about it, add moderator. James Faust is now a moderator for your channel. Now you're a moderator. 4 people here. James, let me see if we can do the copy and paste thing here for the link for HL Supply. Hang on, folks. Overall, the best way to support the channel is to either A, buy tools from me directly, or if you're buying any aftermarket parts, I appreciate it if you actually go to HL Supply and get parts from them, but you have to use my link. It's called an affiliate link. So we're going to get the link right now. Copy link address. Let me see if I can text this to you, James, and then you can post it up. Okay, let's see if we can do that. 3 people here. So I'm just gonna get cleaning up basically, and then we'll work on some chains and we can chat and all that stuff. Just gonna do a little bit of organizing for half a second here while we wait on people showing up. We did get the new dryer. For those people that are wondering, the new dryer is here. I have to hook it up electrically. But other than that, it is here. British quarter 20. Hand and neck. Okay. These all go to the washer. go here in a second. Put away my laundry bar, which we don't need anymore. Nobody here tonight. This is weird. This is odd. 12, 11, 10, 8. Oh, we're going to be good here. I have a new... Yeah, I have a new wheel. Is that a new wheel? Is that a new wheel? We buffering like crazy? Guess nobody's chatting. Don't remember what's going on with these wheels. For those people that are wondering why I'm using a grinder, because these chains that I'm working on are just pretty well rocked. So I usually hand file, but since I've been cutting stumps, just flipping that around. Yeah, that'll help considerably, I think. crazy. Where's my chair? Three people watching. Who's here? I think it's a slow night, guys. What's going on? That works. Okay, let me find my chair. Okay. I'm actually looking into a CVN wheel for this thing. Probably just be easier to get a better grinder. This is the cheapest of the cheap. Oh, cool. Can I click on that? Is that a clickable thing? Maybe not. James, I gotta admit, this is a little weird. James, I don't know what you're talking about. Add to Matthew Olson channel link. No, I don't know. Only have go to channel, report, remove, put user in timeout, hide users, remove moderator. I don't have an option for what you posted, so I don't know what you're talking about. Hey Ken. These chains are pretty seriously rocked, so I'm hitting them with the grinder. Hey Tim. Right, hang on. This is really not even getting the full gullet here, but next final round we'll probably get it. Try reversing this motor? Why? Or a different motor? Well, what I should do is get a CBN wheel, but the one thing about this machine you cannot adjust is this angle. I'd love it to be over just a little bit more. Again, I mainly hand file, but these got rocked pretty good today on the stumps that I was working on. I spent all day burning the stumps. Just a small fire in the garden. Guess I'm not that worried about burrs. At least not right now. I really haven't had burrs be an issue. Hey, David. Yeah, if you can tilt or tilt here, you know, one way or the other, it'd be good. But this machine can't do it, so. That worried about it. James, I don't know what you're talking. He's texting me. James, I don't add to Matthew Olson channel link. I don't know what that means. My channel. Videos, playlist, community, about. Oh my word, guys. I'm at 2.999 million views. That's funny. Playlist, videos, home. I don't know how I add settings. Connected accounts, live chat, captions. Captions? No. Billing and payments. General. No. Live chat. I don't know, James. I don't know. See, there's the link, but I want James to be able to grab the link and post it for me, so I don't have to go back and do it every time. compared to how it looked, that looks really good. Okay, let's move this over here. 30 that way. Ah. Are we buffering? That's good. There you go. No, we've been looking for him for a while. Nobody's seen him. Steve, I was just thinking about you, buddy. I don't know why. Hang on a second. Try to bring this back up. There we go. Steve, I was just thinking about you. And your grinding video, which I did see. Actually, I wanted to say hi to Steve. I did actually see your grinding video. I didn't quite watch all of it, but I did see the grinding video. And one thing that has been suggested to me was to get a CBN wheel. So I was actually thinking about looking into that for this machine, but I was thinking, like, compared to your machine, this one is terrible. Just because, like, your machine not only has the hydraulics, but it also has the adjustable tilt on it. This direction, not just, you can set this angle, not just that angle. So, yeah, I was thinking about that, and I don't know. The thing is, it really worth it for me to get a machine that's like $400 just for sharpening? I don't know. For you, it might be worth it, but for me, I don't know. So, but if I was going to get a machine like that, I would probably also get a CBN wheel because I wouldn't have to dress them and whatnot. This thing I got to dress every now and again. So, questions, comments? I know you like the Tacoma that you've got. Maybe one day. Mine's fine. Mine was $20. And considering the amount of money I paid for it, I literally got it for $20 on Craigslist. Considering what I paid for it, it does pretty good. I mainly do rock chains with it. So, and James, I have a terrible signal down here, so if you're trying to call me, just text me because I'll get the text. Actually, my soldering iron, I think my grandfather pulled out of the dumpster years ago, and it works brilliant. Bling. Who's that? Oh. Check this out. Copy link. Boom. I'm live now. Somebody texted me about tools. You did, yeah, Steve. This is a seriously rock chain. This is a really rock chain. So I'm hitting this hard, just to knock this back a bit and have a little bit of life left in it. In general, I don't use this machine that much. I hand file most of the time. Um, uh, the the main chain that I use are these the 20-inch chains. My buddy Steve calls these 72 chains because they've got 72 drive lengths, and it's 72 is the type of drive length. This is the regular garden variety 3/8 050. So these are the chains that are the most popular in my shed, um, and have worked well for me. This is regular old Oregon LGX. Yeah, I can sharpen this by hand, but it would take me hours because the amount of material you have to remove to get rid of the peen that's on here is, it's like a 16th of an inch. It's quite a bit, at least for hand filing purposes. And you wreck a hand file and you'd take a long time. So, it's just easier to work on this, I think. And Steve, you don't hit it this many times. You just go zing, 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 and that's it. Here, I got to really grind on this because I got a lot of material to remove. I'm at 30 degrees. It's the same as the witness mark on the top. I've ground them at 35, but I don't know, then it gets kind of awkward. So 30 degrees is pretty generic. And Steve, I am not a chain expert by any stretch of the imagination. I'll think I've got a chain pretty good, and then I'll show it to my dad, and he'll be like, no, here, And I still get schooled. I think most of us have had that experience with pretty much anything with their dads. Yeah, I do. I don't use this machine for the rakers. I just don't see the point in trying to set that up properly. I will knock the rakers down later for sure. I really have knocked them down already by hand, so it should be pretty good here. I have never, not once, actually measured rakers. I know you can. That's great. For the people that do, that they're that picky, that's wonderful. I usually knock them down just a couple of strokes. And if it's not biting enough, I can knock them down a couple more. It's not that big of a deal, For the kind of work that I do, it just doesn't really matter. And yeah, you can use a mic. You can get really crazy. Well, what Buchan says is evenness of the depth of the tooth doesn't matter as long as the raker is set right. I think that's really what he's getting at. Me personally, I'd like all the teeth to be about the same length, just because I'm kind of, at least that I'm a little, I don't know. I'd hate to see one short on one side and one long on another, and I know that you can do that if the rakers are set right, but I don't know. I'd rather see everything be the same length. bring this chain basically back to life, sort of, and then I'll get to hand filing it in its next life, you know. I'll clean out the gullets and all that stuff by hand. I just wanted to knock a significant amount of material off the top. Yeah, if you want to watch a guy that does chain stuff, I mean, John Riley really is the guy for that. As far as I can tell, anyway, he really is quite something with chains. I am definitely not a chain expert. I file a chain hanging out with you guys just to hang out, you know? And because if I'm doing a chain, odds are Steve Robb will show up. Consistent depth does make a huge difference, yeah. See, if I was to do breakers with the grinder, I'd have to tilt this up, which I can't, and have this be exactly straight on, and then roll it. I don't know. Or ideally get a very flat wheel and hit it flat, you know. I would want to do that, but I don't have that kind of setup. Mixed gas. Mixed gas. Look at the True Fuel in the back. You see that? Also not a thing that I can claim as something I know a lot about one way or another. Not an oil guy. You know, these guys that run Amsoil or Sabre or what, Klotz, Red Armor, whatever. If you're an oil guy and you want to be super exact with the ratios and everything, I mean, great. Me, I run a little extra oil in the chainsaw, probably closer to 32, 40 to 1, somewhere around there. I buy the cheapest 2-cycle mix I can find at Pep Boys, and away I go. Any good dentistry? Yeah, once in a while. I was just watching a YouTube video on the hot peppers thing. There was a guy, hang on. Sorry, a text of somebody. somebody else. I keep getting all kinds of weird messages. Sorry. Chat. So yeah, oh yeah, Ken, I just saw a great video on the guy that invented the Carolina Reaper. I think from Wired, is it Wired magazine did the video series? Look it up on YouTube, the Carolina Reaper, and there's the guy that invented it. I think it's Wired was the Wired magazine or whatever did the video. Highly suggest. I thought it was a great video. Can't use when I go out and go. Patrick, yeah, can't get. If you're doing 5 gallons at a time, then holy cow. The Carolina Reaper is 1.6 million on average, Scovilles. Feels like it's going to go forever. Last one. Yeah, I definitely don't run through that much gas. You know? Don't really have need to. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think what oil matters a whole lot. I think having adequate oil matters the most. Just trying to get this to focus. Come on, silly thing, focus. How's that? It ain't awesome, but for a rocked chain, that'll do. You know? $95 octane gas. All right, I got a guy coming over here in a few minutes, so. Just wondering if Tim's here. Did Tim make it? A different Tim. Not Tim Freeman. That's pretty sharp. Feels good. Okay, so I got a few more minutes to. You guys want me to sharpen the other one, or should we call it a night? What do you want to do? Back in the days, 30 weight on. Use this link to add to Matthew Olson channel the channel. James, I don't know what you're doing over there. Yeah, you want me to sharpen this other one? Same chain here. Or you guys want to call it a night? What do you want to do? You're doing the lunch. Okay. All right. You got it, Patrick. Ken's eating nachos. Okay. Actually, nachos sounds pretty good. Wife made a really nice soup. I know, I should have brought the soup down here, huh? Now you got it, James. Nice. Actually, beef stew. We actually had some parsnips out of the garden. And really, like, the one thing out of the garden was parsnips. Parsnips, carrots, and yellow beets. If you guys haven't tried yellow beets, you're missing out. There, now I'm in focus. Did Tim make it? The other Tim? Yet? Yeah, same flavor without the stain. Yeah, better flavor even. I think. I think yellow beets are wonderful. There's basically no point in having anything but carrots, yellow beets, and parsnips in a soup. Onions, but doing like rutabagas and all the other weird stuff, no, there's no point. They don't taste good. Squash doesn't taste good. No point. Yellow beets, parsnips, carrots, very nice. Yeah, you can do grilled parsnips. They're nice. Especially if you dig them fresh, usually like in January. Yeah, see, I'm hitting it pretty hard, but the tip isn't bluing. So, while I'm doing this, I'm going to go back to Messenger and see. See, all of it involves time, though. You know? Having a roast, having soup, it just involves time. And I'm so doggone short on time that I end up eating out quite a bit. I hit that tooth pretty hard, but no blowing. It's good. Rich people grinders, $20. Wrong email address, James. Try again. You forgot the Y. Retract that message. Or I can do it. Here. No, I can't do it. You retract the message. There you go. $20 on Craigslist this cost me. I think it'd be fun to get a CBN with. Wouldn't have to dress it. You got a good point, Mega. I see it every day in the office. We got most of America. On average, most people are like literally a flat tire away from bankruptcy. Not good. We seem to be working harder, going to school for longer, and yet we're still strapped. Something's wrong there somewhere, you know? Oh, that was good. Just a little blue at the tip. Go back to the other one. Not even close. One day I'll get one, just trying to pay bills. Yeah, you know, I hear you. Doing good. Healthcare here is paid for by taxes. Dentistry is not. We have a big problem with our teeth. You know, Mega, that's what toothbrushes are for. You knew I was going to say that, right? it really is all about what's valued as a society. You know, if I walk into a mall, for instance, I think I have a pretty good idea of what we value as a society. Here in America, even though you can get reasonably good dental care, and I would say technology is to a point where dental care isn't awful to have, and with insurances and some of the credit that you can get, most dental work is in some level of reach, but that's not the problem. The problem is that overall, we don't, as a society, value oral health. And what I'll use as an example, Mega, I'll use this as an example. So when I grew up in school, we had Earth Day. It was part of basically my education. Now, all the kids that have had Earth Day as part of their education are effectively, you know, my generation, a little bit older, are effectively coming into power in the world, in the country and in the world, and starting to make policy changes. And part of it's at least based on that. We all had a start kind of being environmentally conscious, you know. What's funny is that although that type of stuff is so hotly debated, I'd say overall dental care is not really debated. Everybody understands that it is important, but it somehow is missed in school. And it really goes to show that as a society, it's just not valued. It just isn't. And if it was, it would be part of our education to understand how to use a stinking toothbrush. In the mid-70s, right. So anybody that had Earth Day is starting to, you know, is at least their brain is tweaked to being a little more health conscious. Yet we're not kind of, our brains are not keyed up to teeth, you know, if you will. It's just not there. And you know, it's expensive here too. Never heard of Earth Day, yeah. But dentistry is expensive here too, and it's getting worse. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. I think NYU dental school is like $100 grand a year, times 4 years. Patrick, with as many root canals as you had, how long do you think it would take to pay back $400,000 worth of just dental school? Not college, just dental school. Long time. Takes a lot of root canals to do that. Cost $500,000 to buy a practice. Another $500,000 to have a house. So if you're $500,000 in debt from school, then another $500,000 for a practice, and another $500,000 for a house, that's $1.5 million. You're in the hole for just that stuff, let alone cars and everything else. you can dig yourself a hole pretty quick. 700 a tooth is cheap. At that kind of money, how long do you think it takes to pay back loans like that? That was 1994. Yeah, okay, that makes a little more sense. 1994 money. Yeah, okay. And that's probably about right. And in truth, James has the best point here. And I'll use this as an example. They call me doctor, I think, for one reason. And that's that every dental infection is a potentially life-threatening infection. So, to use cars as an example, if you go to your mechanic and he tells you it's going to be $500 for a brake job, arbitrary, but you get the idea. $500 for a brake job, are you going to say no? You might trade the car in, but what would you say to that? Kind of need your brakes, otherwise you're going to kill yourself or somebody else. If you guys are seriously thinking about this, how many people would actually ask their mechanic, does the insurance cover this? Dan F. I tell the kids they want free college during the military. Yeah. It's a good point. Dan, the truth is we want all the reward without any of the risk. And that's the thing about the military is, you know, if you want the reward, you're going to have to take a risk. And you know, I think the people that actually go into the military don't really think of it like that. So, my hat's off to those people. For sure. That's it. We're back? Are we back? We're back. buddy. So 2 and 14. Large sleeve. That's 661. I need a 660. Hang on, guys. Wait a minute. Let's see, did Jesse join? Yes. Trying to. I don't know how long this is going to hold. Because the phone needs to have juice and all. Yeah. I just needed to pack this kit for Jesse. So Jesse just wants a 660 kit. So here's a 660 kit. I highly suggest that you these things end up with burrs. There's really no need to have them sharp, you know. Suggest you do a little more deburring than this, but the 660 kit is nice because it's a double ender, flywheel side and PTO side. Should go nice and smooth through there. If there's a burr or whatever hanging you up, just file it down. Nut and washer. And handle. Your 660 kit is made. I